Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Steelers Patrick Queen sends stern message to J.K. Dobbins, Chargers rushing attack. The Pittsburgh Steelers and Los Angeles Chargers are set to square off in Week 3. The Steelers' defense has ruthlessly held opposing offenses to 8 points per game through 2 weeks of the 2024-25 regular season, while the Chargers surprisingly lead them with 6.5. Steelers linebacker Patrick Queen addressed how he and his defense plan to put a stop to the NFL's leading rusher, J.K. Dobbins. Queen, who was a member of the Baltimore Ravens when he and Dobbins joined the roster in 2020, spoke highly about his former teammate despite preparing to make it tough sledding for him when they face each other this weekend. "I love J.K. Still one of my best friends, still talk to him to this day. He's just a great guy, a great player," Queen said on Wednesday, per Chris Ward of Steelers Now. "I'm happy to see him getting back to himself, but as far as me, I want to shut that down. He's the leading rusher right now, so just being able to go out there and shut him down would give me bragging rights and help this team win. He's got everything. He's got vision. He's got the speed. He's got the burst. He's just all around a good back. He can do every single thing on the field, and I think people might have underestimated him this year, knowing that he had the injuries." Queen was signed to a 3-year contract by the Steelers in March, after putting up quality numbers as the Ravens' top linebacker across 4 seasons. He recorded 453 tackles, 37 for a loss, 13.5 sacks, 33 QB hits, and 4 interceptions. Dobbins has made a serious case already for Comeback Player of the Year through 2 games. What he's doing to begin the season is just insane. Leading the NFL in rushing yards with only 27 rushing attempts, when the next 3 running backs behind have taken over 45, now that's just showing off. After coming off a torn Achilles, which caused him to miss the entire season in 2023, Dobbins now has 2 130-plus yard outings with the Chargers and 2 touchdowns. It will be interesting to see if Queen and the Steelers' defense can slow down his 10.6 yards per carry. They have allowed just 76.5 per game. This matchup should feature the ground game offensively, and each team will let their defenses pave the way. The Steelers host the Chargers at Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, on September 22. Cameron Hayward explains petty game ball, says Arthur Smith got one in Week 1. Justin Fields gave a peek behind the curtain during his Week 2 post-game press conference when he revealed the idea of a petty game ball, ones that was given to Russell Wilson and the other former Denver Broncos. He gave one of the ingredients to the hot dog, to borrow from Mike Tomlin's humorous analogy. Cameron Hayward further discussed the idea this morning on his Not Just Football podcast when asked if that is a new thing they started this year. "No, we've given out game balls like that before. And it wasn't just Russell Wilson getting a petty game ball," Hayward said. "It was Corliss Whiteman, they both had played in Denver. And so, you want to reward guys when you get to play your old team. I'm sure other teams do that as well. Mike T makes sure we deliver those game balls. Even before the game, we knew we wanted to win this one for Russ and the guys who had been there before, just 'cause you want to act like the grass is always greener on your side now. And so we just want to appreciate those guys and make them know that we're taking care of them from here on out." Hayward's co-host, Hayden Walsh, asked Hayward if that means Arthur Smith got a petty game ball in Week 1 for defeating his former team. "It is pretty much just given for the former team aspect, meaning Patrick Queen and Deshaun Elliott could have a small collection of the petty game balls if the Steelers once again sweep the Baltimore Ravens later this season. If this is something that they've done in the past, it is sort of funny that it just now came to light through Fields' post-game press conference. It is a good reminder that Tomlin seems 100% business in his press conferences, but there is a lot more going on behind the scenes that doesn't see the light of day until moments like this one. It's one of the reasons why Antonio Brown going live from the locker room during Tomlin's post-game speech to the team back in 2017 was frowned upon so heavily. Some stuff is just meant for the team's ears, behind closed doors in the locker room. There are probably a number of other traditions that we never hear about. Perhaps some of those will come to light during the in-season edition of Hard Knocks later this year. Chargers LB Joey Bosa expects to be at full strength against Steelers in long and intense game. The Pittsburgh Steelers are 2-0, but they'll be tested this week against the Los Angeles Chargers, who are also undefeated. The Chargers have been similar to the Steelers in that they play physical, tough football. They have a lethal stable of pass rushers led by Joey Bosa. Bosa is one of the NFL's best edge rushers when healthy, but lately, that's been a struggle for him. However, it sounds like he'll be at full strength this week. No, definitely not, Bosa said Wednesday via the team's YouTube channel when asked if he felt like he was going to be limited against the Steelers. Knock on metal, everything goes well this week in practice. I plan to have a very long and intense game. Bosa has had a tough time staying healthy throughout his career, only playing in 2 full seasons throughout his 9-year career. He only missed 1 game in 2021, which was the healthiest he's been recently. He's a force on the field, but health has been his biggest question mark. This year, he's still dealing with health issues. On the injury report released on Wednesday, Bosa was a limited participant with a hip injury. He's played in both games this year, and it sounds like this current injury isn't serious enough to make him concerned about his level of play for this week. In 95 career games, Bosa has 69 sacks, showing just how much of a disruptor he can be. However, he might be even more lethal this year because Khalil Mack is his partner rushing the passer. Mack has been with the Chargers since 2022, but Bosa has only played in 14 games over those 2 years, not giving them many opportunities to play together. Mack had 17 sacks last year and is a former Defensive Player of the Year. He might be 33 years old, but he's still a threat. If they're healthy, Bosa and Mack might be the best pass-rushing duo in the NFL. The Steelers' offensive line has had a tough time keeping a clean pocket this year, so they could seriously struggle against the Chargers' defense. We'll see if Bosa's practice status improves as the week goes on. He doesn't sound worried, though, even though he knows this game is probably going to be extremely taxing. These two teams are built similarly and play similar brands of football, so it should be a true battle of wills. Health might be the deciding factor. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Joey Bosa? Leave your opinion in the comments.